Please subscribe and you can download this code from description below. Title: Understanding the difference between Ruby and Python versions of Self. Introduction. When it comes to object-oriented programming, OOP, languages like Ruby and Python, the concept of self is fundamental. However, Ruby and Python have subtle differences in how they use and handle self. In this tutorial, we will explore the distinctions between the two languages regarding the self keyword and provide code examples to illustrate these differences. In this Ruby example, self.name inside the change_name method refers to the name attribute of the current instance of the person class. In Python, self is used within the method definitions to refer to instance variables. Unlike Ruby, Python does not require the use of self explicitly when accessing instance variables. Key differences. Syntax: Ruby requires the explicit use of self to access or modify instance variables and methods within a class, while Python uses self as a convention but doesn't enforce it. Explicit versus implicit: Ruby enforces the use of self for both reading and writing instance variables, making it explicit. In Python, you can omit self when reading instance variables but should use it when assigning values. Conclusion. In summary, both Ruby and Python use self as a reference to the current instance of an object within a class. However, Ruby enforces a more explicit use of self for accessing and modifying instance variables and methods, while Python relies on a convention but doesn't require it for reading instance variables. Understanding these differences is essential for developers working with both languages and helps avoid common pitfalls when transitioning between Ruby and Python. Title: Getting a list of running processes in Unix with Python. Introduction. Working with processes in Unix-based systems is a common task for system administrators and developers. Python provides several ways to retrieve a list of running processes on Unix systems. In this tutorial, we will explore three methods: using the sutil library, parsing the output of the ps command, and using the subprocess module to call Unix commands. We will also discuss the advantages and disadvantages of each approach. Method 1: Using the sutil library. The sutil library is a powerful and cross-platform module for retrieving information on running processes, system utilization, and more. To use it, you'll need to install the sutil package if you haven't already. Here's an example of how to get a list of running processes using sutil. Advantages. Disadvantages. Method 2: Parsing the output of the ps command. Unix systems come with the ps command, which can be used to list running processes. You can use the subprocess module to run this command from Python and parse its output. Here's an example. Advantages. Disadvantages. Method 3: Using the subprocess module. You can also use the subprocess module to call Unix commands directly. While this method is less recommended for listing processes compared to the other two methods, it provides flexibility for running various Unix commands. Here's an example. Advantages. Disadvantages. Conclusion. The choice of the best method for listing running processes in Unix with Python depends on your specific use case and requirements. If you need detailed process information and cross-platform compatibility, sutil is the preferred choice. If you want a quick and simple solution without additional dependencies, parsing the output of the ps command might suffice. Lastly, using subprocess directly is useful when you need to run various Unix commands beyond just listing processes. ChatGPT.